Yo, what's good, guys? Thank you for coming through. It's going to be a discussion on Pursuit Volume 1 by our boy. Everybody should know who this man is at this point, right? If you've been on the channel for any amount of time. So, the mangaka for Pursuit is, in fact, I don't know what you know him as. I know him as G-Man, dude. I know him as Ultimate G-Man. That was the handle I first met him under.
Yeah, I'll admit, like my name change. By the way, it was a big troll. A big freaking troll. It was basically a big jumble of words, and I was just going through different channel names, and I just kind of like screwed it up.
I feel you. I mean, what do you want people to call you right now?
I'm fine with just G-Man. I'm fine with that.
G-Man, not Kingu. You're not about
that.
Yeah,
because like I don't know. Something about Kingu. Whenever I say King, like I'm not trying to come off as though I'm like, on some higher pedestal than anybody else. I'm just a dude who enjoys reading manga and enjoys writing, and I'm just writing whatever, comes to my soul.
Good shit. Mad respect for that, bro. But so like I was saying, it's been like what? How long has it been since you started working on this project?
It's been a long time coming. I would actually say I initially started being inspired to draw it after like this initial concept I had when I was like 10. And it was like this whole like story about like this group of, because like, I don't know, it was just this group of people who lived inside of like this sort of independent nation, and they were like, their traditions were very earth-based, and it was really strange, and it was really old. And I initially wanted to do like an anime of it, and I actually got studying in the animation, and I noticed about all the like logistics of actually doing animation. And I was like, yeah, I should just like go take a step back and actually like, slow it down and actually understand how sequential art works.
Right.
So there was that. And then I just started drawing comics. Because like my older brother, he actually was really into drawing comics as well. Like he went to college for sequential art at Savannah College of Art and Design. He had an art class as one of my older schools when I was in like 5th grade. He was like teaching us how to draw and everything, and teaching us about the basics and that kind of stuff. And it was actually then that I actually like legitimately started drawing comics, but like all of them were like really, really like bad.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere, bro. I have no talent like that. So I applaud you for that shit. I really do. And I was like reading this, dude, and I know for a fact you're still growing, because when you actually started this volume, that was like what, 2 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Because I still remember to this day, man. It was like sometime, I think it was like 2016 at some point, like spring season maybe.
Yeah.
Where you were like, bro, I'm working on this manga. And I was like, whenever it's done, man, whenever it's done, let me know, and I'm gonna check it out, right?
Yeah.
So like a couple of months back when you were like, yo, it's finally done, I was like, all right, man, let's go. So it's crazy. It's crazy to see the progression. I mean, I can even see it as the chapters progress, right? You kind of developing your style. I can't wait to see where it goes. I can't wait to see.
I put a lot of effort into really trying to sort of develop the world. Like at the beginning, I didn't really have like a legitimate idea of how everything was gonna be. It was sort of something that just sort of came to me after a while. And now like I feel like I've fully organized everything. When I was first writing it, I just thought, how can I make this interesting? Like,
right.
Like how can I come up with a concept that's interesting? And I was just shoveling through my brain. And plus, actually, there was an initial story I had planned before this story, and it was like a shonen battle series for the most part. It was very extensive. I had like all this type of stuff, but then like before initially, this was supposed to take place on the tail end of that story. Right. But I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna completely scrap the shonen battle series and just go with this story and make it like an interesting, like sort of seinen mystery adventure series.
Right, right, exactly. I mean, I like the vibe of it. I like the atmosphere, the aesthetic. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about, the general premise, and everything like that. But I gotta ask, man, do you know where this is gonna end? Like, don't spoil me, but do you know where this is gonna end?
I know exactly how it's going to end.
All right, all
And
right.
I have a really, really solid, really well thought out ending that I honestly think would be perfect for this. But the way to getting there is going to be my journey, which is kind of
Right.
like I want to make sure that it's like I'm being creative throughout the whole journey.
I feel you. I feel you. So let's get into it. I mean, I tell everybody like the general. I mean, they can read the description. I legitimately just copy and pasted the summary that you had up on Amazon. But and also the link to purchase this volume is in the description. Support your boy. You know what I'm saying? He worked really hard on it. I really enjoyed reading it. Personally, I'm a fan. I'm waiting for volume 2. So check it out. Check it out. But you want to give them just like a brief kind of idea of the plot and everything like that?
Well, if I were to give it like a very, very simplistic summary, it's basically about the main character. His name is Gutaale. Gutaale is an Ethiopian name that means leader of armies. And about his journey to solve this sort of mystery of like serial murders in a post-apocalyptic world. And like, I made it post-apocalyptic initially so that I make it to where the possibilities for how the world could be are pretty much endless.
Right, right. Because I already see you developing like unique cultural aspects of this world. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot for you to be able to play with in
Yeah.
that setting.
Yeah, I just want in the first volume, I wanted to make sure there was a lot of free flowing energy where I don't really constrain myself way too much, so that I
Right.
can just be, able to use my creative ideas throughout the entire, writing process. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all I could really give away about the plot. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm not going to spoil any of you guys either because I do want you to check it out. I was initially going to like showcase some of the panels, but then I feel like that's going to take away from the impact of them. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I'll give you guys like my kind of sense of what I thought of this first volume and kind of what thing elements that G-Man put in here that it reminded me of, right?
All
So
right.
generally,
Son, before you
yeah.
do, I just want to give you a heads up. Like, if I might like step out of the stream for a little bit,
All
um,
right.
I just gotta switch like computers. But
All right.
wanted to make sure I was here for the first segment. But I'm gonna listen up until that time.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Well, basically for me, in terms of like the general world, the aesthetic, the vibe I was getting, it kind of reminded me of a few things, right? It kind of reminded me of a few things. Generally, with the post-apocalyptic setting, it kind of evoked memories of like desert punk, of a Tsutomu Nihei work, which if you don't know Nihei, man, you're not living right. All right, that's my boy. But and I personally I think that's crazy to be able to evoke that kind of atmosphere, right? Because that takes skill. That takes skill. I was drawn in immediately. It took me a while to kind of get my bearings, and there is a lot of worlding and setup with this volume to where for me, I wasn't too sure which characters were going to end up being, integral to the overarching plot because they were being utilized for worlding, right? But by the end of the volume, I kind of got my bearings, and I'm interested to see where it goes, man. In terms of the art style and aesthetic, think along the lines of Tai Matsumoto. Think along the lines of that. It's really unique.
I
What's
mean,
up?
to elaborate on that, a lot of my drawing throughout the entire volume kind of changed depending on like my emotional state at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and like, I mean, in my head, something told me to go back and probably edit some of the pages, but then in my like heart, it was telling me to keep the pages as they are because they kind of invoke. I wanted to invoke a certain feeling with each page that I was doing, whether it like looks perfect or it looks slightly scratchy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just wanted to like sort of just let that be known.
But I like that though. I like the kind of personality that it gives certain panels, man. It's a really unique style. And that's something you want to have, right? You don't want to I mean, I can see certain inspirations, right? But you don't want to ever you want to establish yourself and find your niche and have a unique style of your own. And I definitely think you have that. I definitely think you have that.
But continue. I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, I mean that was pretty much it as far as what I wanted to say about that. There's a certain character, man. You already know there's a certain character that I'm really curious about, right?
Yeah.
And I have to, if you've ever seen Paranoia Agent.
Yeah, I love Paranoia Agent.
Because he kind of reminds me of Little Slugger, man.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I really loved the concept of Little Slugger. And
yeah.
Was inspired by it, but I still wanted to like branch off and kind of create him into something completely different.
He definitely seems like that. I get this eerie vibe every time I see anything related to him, right? I'm super curious about where that's gonna go.
Yeah.
But the MC Gutaale is dope, man. It's dope. I like his personality. I really love the panels with the music, by the way. I really like the panels with the music.
Yeah, I was really trying to figure out how can I, illustrate that, but I'm happy that it turned out better than I thought it was going to turn out.
Right. But yeah, did you have anybody edit this, by the way?
Actually, I did most of the editing myself because
okay.
But it was like a real challenge to like I wanted to like try to do as much of it myself as possible. But in the future, I'm definitely gonna start to utilize, editing and more so. And like I want to hopefully do a re-release of this volume in conjunction with the second volume, and like have like a double release. And then also, something I forgot to tell you was that I'm probably gonna link this later, but I have a SoundCloud. And a lot of the music I have on my SoundCloud was made specifically for specific scenes within the book.
Oh, that's dope. So, that's actually really dope. I gotta reread it with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely send you that. What was the third character? Who was the third character that you said that you were gonna save for the stream to tell me who you thought was was one of your
favorites? It was just the specific panel. Let me find it real quick. It was just a specific panel. Hold up. I know where it is too. It's legit the last panel of chapter 2. Last page is a full page. I really like that angle. The lighting and shading on it is dope. It's simple, but for some reason I was really drawn to it.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that one. I was like, will people like this one? Will they not? I was like, no.
I liked it, man. I thought it was dope.
Good.
But yeah, I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot here that's going to develop. Like, it's one of those things where there's certain things when I was reading that I didn't understand, but I think you did a good job of, by the end of the volume, setting the expectation that a lot of these things are going to be fleshed out and explained as the story continues, right?
Yeah, so, that's my overall goal. The number one goal of my first volume was to create intrigue.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you definitely did it, man. You definitely did it. Like, my only main criticisms, and I don't know if it was like a stylistic choice in terms of like, since it is a post-apocalyptic world, and you have these kind of unique cultural elements, I didn't know if the grammar was a stylistic choice or if it just needed more polish, because that's like my own main criticism.
Well, a lot of the grammar, it depends on like which character is speaking.
Right. Like that's what I was thinking.
Like some characters within the volume, because they kind of come from this sort of like area where like their dialogue isn't fully like, developed, because they don't have a lot of them don't have like traditional schools, so they have to like
exactly
sort of, like, and there's some sort of urban ebonics kind of put into it to kind of make it sort of feel like, these are like real people with their own like denominations on how English should be spoken.
Exactly.
So like I didn't want to like make things sound too rigidly perfect.
No, I feel you.
Real, and I was really concerned about things feeling as real as possible.
Okay, see, that's what I just wanted to clarify that, because that's what I thought you were going for, but I want to be sure. The other thing, I don't know if you really want to give this away or not. I was curious about like how I would position this world timeline wise to like say our era right now, because you have a lot of like cultural references from real life kind of spread throughout this. So is that something you can give away or not?
I mean, the timeline for this story is like, I would say it's like so far into the future, but it's like in the future in like an Earth that where Pangea didn't really split up yet. But that's kind of something I kind of sort of started to reveal. And when I start drawing the map for everything, but the map isn't necessarily a spoiler to the plot or anything. It's a world building aspect. But
Is the map in here?
the map isn't in the first volume.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I didn't see that.
I have to include it in the second volume because in my first volume, I really wanted to try to leave as many things vague as possible so that people were just like, whoa, what's that? Oh
right.
Oh my God, what's this? What's going to happen?
I feel you. All right. The only thing I'm going to spoil, one particular scene that I really fucking like, right, is when Gutaale gets captured. That whole sequence from the time that he snatches up the gun from the man, then gets surrounded. Like, I don't know. I like the pacing of that quite a bit.
Yeah, I was like, and then I thought it would be kind of snarky to include the whole, oh my God, there's a hot girl over there, and the dude's blind. I'm like, I don't know. I'm really into comedy like that, where like you have to think about it for a second. Like, oh wait a second.
Right. I mean, I was like, yo, this man. I don't know. That was one of those things where I was like, yo, I'm gonna love this fucking character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I'm really tempted to show them some of these pages, but I'm not going to, man. If you buy the first volume, buy the fucking first volume. Whenever volume 2 comes out, I will be doing another discussion for that. And at that point, I'm gonna expect you guys to have read it. So if you don't, then at that point I'm gonna start spoiling shit. But
yeah,
for this, I really wanted to do this stream mainly to raise awareness. You know, everyone in this community, you know, as far as my channel has seen you at some point or another, has heard about this manga. So I wanted to let you guys know the volume's out and to check it out.
Yeah.
And really you self-published, right?
Yeah, I self-published the thing. I wrote it, edited it, did pretty much everything myself. I self-published it through CreateSpace, and I had to format the pages for print myself, which was like really annoying.
Damn.
The last week of release, I had to keep pushing back the date because like CreateSpace has this sort of situation where like they'll go in and check and see if the pages don't like fit within like the parameters of the book, it'll cut the pages off, and they really didn't want that to happen. So like whenever I would have to keep going back into Photoshop, formatting the page for print, then having to turn them into PDFs, then have to merge the PDF, which takes a while, and then I had to like submit it, and that takes like 4 hours to like fully submit all those pages, especially since it's like 191 pages or so.
Right.
So it was just a lot of work, but I didn't care about it because it was like I love drawing manga, so it's like I want this to get out there. I don't care if it's gonna take me like a week, 2 weeks, months.
Bro, you see that right there, that sentiment, you guys need to respect that shit. All right, like that's what you want out of any sort of content creator bringing you work, no matter what the medium is. For them to have that passion and to go that far and put that work in that time and still feel as though, you know, it's fun because that's what they're passionate about. That's where you get, you know, real genuine content.
Yeah, so, like it's just so much fun. And like just to let you guys know a heads up, a lot of the characters and concepts and ideas are very personal to me. Like the main character, he's a lot of his personality and a lot of even like down to like the way he looks and his hairstyle are very similar to how I am as a person. I really just wanted to like, because I didn't really want to draw too much. I wanted to draw experience from other things, but I wanted to draw a lot of my experience from myself personally.
Right. That's what I was gonna ask you. Especially like I forget her name, but the female character that he meets.
Kiara.
Yeah, I feel as though that was also inspired in some way by real life events.
Yeah, like the whole.
You don't gotta get too personal out here, man. But
it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to do, and I really hope that people like get into doing it because like how much I'm able to like get from doing this is how it's going to dictate how much I can do the series, because I really want to continue doing it.
Right.
And
That's why you guys gotta support your boy, man. And I feel like, so you've gotten, after this whole ordeal and putting all this time into it, I feel like you might have refined some of your techniques and stuff to the point where you're a lot more comfortable doing it, right? Because I see the transition through the chapters, and I can only imagine how it's gonna develop going forward as you refine your style, as you refine the process. We might get volume 2 a lot quicker, right?
Yeah, actually, I've started to refine my style a lot, given the fact that also I've been kind of taking college courses to help me with my art, and that's been helping me a lot. And plus, I've gotten really into doing digital art as of late.
Right, right. Is that why you were asking me about the Yoshida stuff?
Yeah.
Word.
I was actually, because I'm really trying to I want to do digital art, but I still want to do traditional, drawing things by hand, but I'll keep certain panels that I really want to look absolutely breathtaking. I want them to be drawn by hand, and even doing charcoal and stuff like that. But when it comes to the panel to panel sort of thing, I'm really I started doing digital art, and that's really helping me breeze through the pages a lot quicker with higher quality. And
Word.
But I'm really trying to see different techniques I can use, and really starting to just get my groundedness in exactly what I want to do as far as art style.
I feel you. I mean, keep an eye. Think of it this way. Every single mangaka, if you go back, I mean, even the Grace with some of the most refined and breathtaking styles of all time. You go back and you read the first couple chapters. It's always different. It's always rough, and every artist has to find their stride, hone their craft, and kind of find where their style fits into the work that they're developing. So I'm excited for volume 2, man. I can't wait to see where it goes, where the narrative goes, because that last page is a fucked up cliffhanger, dude.
I actually I don't know. I have a thing for cliffhangers. I have a thing for screwing with people's brains. I really want you guys to if you buy it, I'm just gonna be you know what? I might some volumes I might end off with a very, very terrible cliffhanger, and you're just oh my god.
This man, dude. This man. So wait, I'm gonna put some links in the description. I mean, the link to purchase the volume is in the description already. You guys should definitely check it out. But is there aside from your Twitter or anything like that, is there places that people can follow you?
I would say on DeviantArt, I have a DeviantArt, and possibly I gotta make a fake Facebook page for Pursuit, probably, which is my next thing to do, specifically for Pursuit, and
right.
Can ask me questions about writing manga and stuff like that. But yeah, Facebook, Twitter, and what do you call it? I thought DeviantArt, but
yeah, send me the link to the DeviantArt so I can add it after.
Oh, and also there's a mini comic that I did called Path of Cruelty.
I saw that on your Amazon page. I was curious about that.
Yeah, it's on it's on this website where you can read web comics. I'm gonna have to link that. It's called Tapastic, or look on Google, just Google up Path of Cruelty manga, and you'll find it. It was basically a short I made based off of a poem I wrote.
That's dope. I'm gonna check it out after, not right after this, but later this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to people. I want to actually start probably doing that too, where I put miniature mini comics in between releases.
And that'd be dope. Kind of adding little side stories or something like that, or
yeah, either there's side stories or intentional side stories or unintentional side stories.
All right. Because there's a lot you can play with this world, so
yeah,
any little bit would be nice.
But yeah.
All right. Well, since we can't spoil, I think that's about it, man. But I really appreciate you guys coming out. Please check out the work. Mad respect to what you're doing out here, G, man. For real.
Yeah. I really appreciate the fact that you're doing the stream, and also I want to hopefully in the future any sort of critiques that anybody has for the first volume or any future volumes, you know, just send them to me. I'm very open to like criticism and learning how to just make myself better. Like that's all I'm really concerned about, getting better and better and better and better. And hopefully
Good shit. Good shit. Neva has a question. Starting my own comic, is there a good place to host your comics if you want to put up free stuff?
One thing that is amazing to do is go to comic book conventions. Go to conventions. Like, they are just so much fun. And if you want to post like free comics, I would highly suggest Tapastic, which is this sort of web comic website where you can post comics if you want to. Like, it's really good, and like you can get a pretty good following out of that. And yeah, just do. And when you're starting your own comic, even before you do the final version of it, just draw like a bunch of crappy versions of it, because you just got to get used to being bad before you even get somewhat decent.
Right, right. I mean, is there something that, like, is there one particular thing through this process that you think you've improved on the most, whether it be like paneling or, you know?
I think I've improved on on flow of the panels. I've improved a lot on that, and I've improved a lot on like understanding how important world is when writing your story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, before I understood it, but now I understand how like serious it is, because like I'm a big Legend of the Galactic Heroes fan, huge Legend of the
I've
Galactic.
been seeing this, my dude.
So it's just like
this.
So like one thing I got from that, and even stuff like Game of Thrones, is like the importance of having like this extensive world where there are a lot of characters that have different roles, and like you kind of want to get a feel for the world itself, to the point where like you care so much about whether it be the main characters or these side characters. And then you get to that point where it's just like, I don't want these people to die. I don't want anything to happen. And I feel like those type of stories to me have more of an impact on the audience. So,
if to be completely honest with you, dude, those are the only narratives I actually really enjoy. Because I need to be able to, I need to see multiple layers and dimensions to the cast as a whole. You know, whether they be a minor significant character, I need at least some sort of grounded, you know, layer to them that doesn't make them one note or just kind of bland and just there for the sake of kind of bolstering the other characters.
Yeah, I hate bland characters as it is. So I guess that's sort of background of being an anime fan who watches a lot of anime and read a lot of manga and read a lot of crappy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at a point where it's just like I kind of, what also kind of got me really into manga is just like I read a lot of stuff that I read some stuff that I didn't like, and I was very critical of certain things that I didn't like. But I was just like, you know what? Instead of I'm going to complain less about other people's stuff and just do my own thing.
Good man. Good man. All right, bro. It was great to actually finally talk to you. We're definitely going to do this again when Volume 2 comes out, if you're down.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally, man.
And is there any sort of like realistic timeline that we can expect that?
I'm really trying to get it out like July and August time period. Trying to get it out by then.
All right. Sounds good.
If there are some slight delays, I'll definitely make sure I update everybody. I don't want anybody to expect something and be like, oh, but yeah, I'm really just, trying to just get my schedule and everything together. But I'm really hoping July, August, that time period.
All right. That's what's up. I'm gonna post Gyimah's Twitter in the chat real quick, but the link to the DeviantArt and any other links that he wants you guys to check out, I will add to the description once the stream is over. Definitely follow him. At the very least, even if you don't have the money to purchase Volume 1 right now, just go through on the Amazon page, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Spread the word, share the stream, support our boy, man, because he's doing good work out here.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Son. Thank you so much.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. I mean, like I said, dude, 2 years ago, this man was like, I'm working on a manga. I was like, bro, when it's done, I will read it. And here we are. So props to you for following through. I can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah. Well, this stream just made me kind of want to go crazy and just start drawing pages. So I'm probably going to draw pages.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like everybody in this chat is about to support you too. So well, I'll be here, man.
But you all are awesome. Thanks a lot. I'll be back next volume release, I guess.
All right, man. All right, guys. And yeah, G-Man's always in the chat during streams and shit like that. So, you know, you get to converse with the homie. But we're going to get up out of here. Please smash that like button, share the stream, check out my boy's work, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
All right, deuces, people.